When you look at this upcoming game against Browns, I know each game's been different against them and there's been different reasons why the outcome, but how motivating is it to know that you guys haven't won since you've been here in Cleveland in terms of getting you guys in a place where you can go up there and give them your best shot?
Yeah, this is one that we need. It's going to be a very similar game to last week. Really good defense, great front, good secondary. So we're going to have to be smart with the ball, take our explosives when they're there, stay on track, can't get behind the sticks because of how good their front is. It'll be a challenge, but we're going to be ready for it.
Does it kind of stick in your craw maybe a little bit that you haven't won up there yet?
Yeah, of course. That's anytime, we haven't had success against this divisional opponent, so that's always frustrating and something that we're always striving for. So we need to go get this one.
Is there something unique about this matchup aside from maybe Myles that has prevented y'all from having as much success as you like?
They have really good players on defense. They always have a good plan on offense. They always take care of the ball against us, run it well. So we're gonna have to, get physical, run the ball really well, play action, and just play an overall team game.
Yeah, when you run the ball like you did last week, 47-yard touchdown, first you're looking at the coverage, obviously. You see it and you're reading that. When do your eyes drop down, or do they drop down? Do you just get a feel that they're twisting, you have a space there, and then you're going to take it to the next level? What's your process like when you're doing that? What do you see?
It's just instincts. You know the coverage, and you see the pressure, and you know the front, and 3rd and 18, you kind of know that if you're going to get it, you're going to have to extend and make a play. And so it just depends on the situation. Certain situations I might have stayed in there and tried to make a throw. That one was a little unique, and so just kind of depends on game situation, play situation, a lot of different things.
I know it matters every week, but how important is it getting off to a fast start this week against that opponent?
Yeah, it's very important. We know what they like to do offensively. We know what they like to do defensively. They like to run the ball and they like to rush the passer. And so if we can get out on them early, kind of makes them play the game a different way than they have against us the last several years. So, we'll play the game however it ends up playing out, and we'll be ready for it. But just like every week, you want to get off to a fast start.
It's been tough sledding in them. Go ahead.
Last time you played them last year, it was raining. You had just gotten back to playing. I know you don't ever look at when you lose as excuses, but are you looking at this game? I mean, you guys are pretty healthy as a team, as no excuses. We've got to go up and take care of business.
Yeah, this is one of those weeks that we got to get. We're 2-4. We got to get to 3-4. It's a divisional opponent, so whenever you play a team like that, it's going to be a big game, especially in the AFC North, physical game. So it's an exciting challenge.
It's been tough sledding in the division lately for you guys. Do you think some of the adjustments you've made over the offseason and lately, you think it's a better fit for the division? Are you ready to kind of get the first one?
Yeah, I think the way we're playing this year, stylistically, fits the division a little more. I think we'll be able to run the ball well on Sunday. I like the run game plan. We'll see how it plays out. We'll be ready to drop back 50 times if we need to, just like always. But it'd be nice to have a big time game on the ground.
What do you like the most about the run game and how it's looked, specifically how Chase has kind of fit in this year and how he's developed year over year?
Yeah, I think we're getting really creative in what we're doing in the run game. I think the coaches have put together great plans to attack each defense differently, depending on what they've liked to show, and made great adaptations in game in the run game to find some explosive runs. So, credit to those guys. Obviously, our running backs are playing really well, breaking tackles, and our line's blocking really well in the run game. So it's been a combination of a lot of things.
Zach said that one thing that makes you so good when a play breaks down and you have to go off schedule, off script, whatever, is you keep your eyes downfield. How important is that when you're trying to, create a play out of thin air.
Yeah, there's always a balance between, you gotta evade the guys and find your spaces, but it's more about feeling it and understanding and seeing where the guys are downfield. So it kind of just depends on the play. You have a feeling where the spaces are, as the play is playing out. If you have to, drop your eyes for a second and try to make somebody miss and extend, and then just knowing when you're safe and you can get your eyes up as fast as you can to go find people.
Do you think that, in your opinion, that's improved over the course of your career, over the last couple of years?
I think I've always been pretty good at that.
Joe, you mentioned on Sunday happy feet at times you felt. I think the Patriots game as well, you mentioned that. How do you as a quarterback come back now? What's the best process for you when you know the team's going to have good pass rush when you're going into a game to kind of think about that in advance and work through that?
You try to go into every game thinking the same way, playing the same way, and you adapt quickly depending on how the game is going. After about a drive or two, you get a feel for how well you're blocking them, how well you're going to run the ball, where the spaces and the zones are. So pretty quickly in the game, you're able to adapt.
Do you like having all of these high-stakes games in the middle of the year, obviously, with where your record's at? Obviously, you don't want to go into a division. Do you like having that kind of pressure on you this early in the year? How's your feeling about all that?
Ideally we'd be 6-0, but that's not where we're at. And that's just the way this year has played out. There's a lot of urgency in the building to go and win games. I think guys are handling it the right way. We had a good day of work today. It's really just about practicing and trying to get better every day. It sounds cliche, but that's what it comes down to.
What's it like having that kind of urgency at this point in the season as compared to maybe in other aspects, having it instead of it being later in the year or in the postseason? What's it like having that now?
Well, I think, a lot of us have been there, but I think, for the young guys, just understanding the level of urgency required against teams like this, week to week, day to day, trying to understand your assignment, understand your alignment, and you can't waste any plays. So just trying to let that urgency rub off on guys.
Joe, last week you talked about T having elite body control. I'm curious if you've noticed him having a little more grit to his game this year after the catch specifically.
I think he's gotten better at that year to year. You really saw him fighting for extra yards on Sunday. He did a great job of doing that, and really the last couple of years he has. Rookie T, his pop-up game wasn't quite as good, but now he gets hit and pops right back up. You don't have to hold your breath every time. His pop-up game has improved a lot, so that's been good to see.
He kind of gets quantified and thought of probably as more of a finesse receiver just because of his athleticism. But you've seen him. Do you feel like that's a misnomer about his game a little bit?
I think he's playing with a chip on his shoulder this year. I think his level of urgency since we came back has been high. He's been excited about his ability to go out and make plays this year, and he's continuing to show that he can. He's going to continue to get a lot of opportunities. And when he gets the ball in his hand, he's been lowering his shoulder and getting those extra 4 or 5 yards, which the way teams play us has been big. So big-time player, makes big-time plays in big-time spots. He's going to continue to do that.
How much are they moving Myles Garrett around? Are they moving him around as much as they did last year?
I haven't got to third down yet. First and second down, he kind of lines up where he lines up. So I'll have a better answer for you after we get through the third down plan tomorrow.
So what does B.J. Hill mean to this team?
You saw the game he had on Sunday. He's been a reliable part of that front for the last 3 years, 4 years. Another guy that was kind of overlooked early in his career and has really made a name for himself here. He's been, a core part of this team. So BJ means a lot.
Joe, in both your fully healthy seasons, you guys won the AFC title. What did you learn about what it takes to win the AFC North, rather, at least this division? What does it take to get that done?
It takes consistency. When you're at the halfway point, pretty much everybody is. around 500, and you know that this divisions and championships aren't won in September, October. They're won in December and January. So, you know, you got to find your footing and, you know, see how the landscape is playing out early, and you know, you got to hit your stride at a certain point and rattle off some wins. So we're hoping that that's us right now.